I overheard my sister making fun of me with our parents. They laughed, clueless that for the past 5 years, we had been holding her assets without her knowledge. She still believed we were helping her handle her finances. I stayed silent, but when they walked into my lawyer's office, they got a surprise they never saw coming. "Hi, my name is Isabella. I'm 32, and my life has taken turns I never imagined. I used to think I came from a tight-knit Mexican family, where blood meant everything. But that illusion shattered one day, not by a stranger, but by the people I loved and trusted the most. My parents and my older sister, Carmen. My grandmother, Elena, had always been my rock. She was the calm in every storm, my childhood partner in crime, and the only one who truly understood me. When she died 5 years ago, it felt like a part of my soul went with her. At the time, I was working as an engineer in Monterrey, constantly busy, but I tried to stay connected with my family. When Grandma passed, my parents and Carmen kindly offered to take care of the inheritance paperwork. "You're grieving, sweetheart. Focus on work and healing. We'll handle the details," they told me in soft voices. I trusted them completely. Then came the call from my mom. "There's an emergency at work, you can't come to the funeral." I believed her. And just like that, I missed my final chance to say goodbye. That pain never left me. For 5 years, they reassured me that my share of Grandma's inheritance was safe, kept in a separate account, growing steadily. Month after month, I sent a portion of my salary into our family's shared account, thinking I was helping everyone and protecting my own future. I thought I was honoring Grandma's legacy. I couldn't have been more wrong. A few months ago, I visited my parents in Mexico City. It was a cheerful family lunch. The aroma of chile rellenos filled the air, and kids were laughing. Feeling tired from the trip, I went to find my purse and rest. That's when I heard it, laughter coming from the living room. I froze. Carmen's voice was unmistakable. "She's too dumb to realize we've been keeping all her assets for 5 years." My parents burst into laughter with her. "She still thinks we're managing her money." My heart sank. My own family laughing at me behind my back. That house, once a sanctuary, now felt cold and unfamiliar. Every photo on the wall, every childhood memory, felt like a cruel reminder of betrayal. I quietly left without saying a word. My thoughts raced. Everything suddenly made sense. The fake work emergency during the funeral, their avoidance when I asked about the account, their insistence I shouldn't worry. How did I not see it sooner? The next day, I knew I needed evidence. Grandma Elena had always been organized. I remembered an old photo album she kept in her room, where she stored important documents. Under the excuse of looking for a picture to frame, I found the album. Inside was an envelope. It held a copy of her original will, with my name clearly listed next to a generous inheritance, including properties in Querétaro and San Miguel de Allende. There was also a handwritten note, "To my Isabella, who has always been my light and my joy, let this help you build your dream. Trust your intuition." I cried, not from sadness, but from a mix of comfort and rage. Grandma had protected me even in death. Then I found more. Bank statements showing regular transfers to Carmen's account, using forged signatures. My name was there, but the handwriting wasn't mine. It was a gut punch. Later I checked an old email account Grandma had set up for me years ago. In it, I found an email Carmen had mistakenly sent to Grandma. It revealed a plan with my parents to fake the work emergency and keep me from the funeral. "We need Isabella gone when the will is read," it said. No questions, no mess. The betrayal was deliberate, calculated. I felt hollow. But then I remembered my Aunt Sophia, Grandma's sister. She'd always been the black sheep of the family. Honest, sharp, brave. I called her, voice shaking, and told her everything. She wasn't surprised. "Your grandmother suspected them," she said. "That's why she made things so clear in her will." Aunt Sophia became my lifeline. She introduced me to a lawyer, Licenciada Laura Garcia, an inheritance and fraud specialist. Calm, focused and fierce, she listened to my story without judgment. Then she said, "We have a solid case, but this will be war. Are you ready?" We created a strategy. First, gather more evidence. Second, lock down my remaining properties and cut off any access they might have. Third, plan the final blow. We didn't want a dramatic fight at home. We wanted them to feel safe in their lives, until the truth dropped like a bomb. With the help of Licenciada Garcia, we obtained financial records, property documents and communication logs, proof of every step of their fraud. Each page felt like a stab to the heart. In the following months, I kept my distance. I replied to messages with one-word answer. I skipped every family event. At home, the air was thick. They didn't seem to notice, too blinded by their fake victory. I felt like a stranger in my own bloodline. Rumors started spreading. "Isabella's distant, she's changed." My parents painted me as the ungrateful daughter. Carmen played the part of the caring big sister, telling others with a sweet smile, "My little sister's too soft, too kind. Thank God we're here to look after her." That phrase, once comforting, now dripped with poison, but I held firm. The memory of Grandma Elena gave me strength. I couldn't let them win. After months of building our case, the day came. Licenciada Garcia sent them a formal letter. Not a lawsuit, but an urgent meeting request, due to discrepancies in Grandma's inheritance documents. It was vague enough for them to think it was routine. They accepted, completely unaware. The day of the meeting, I arrived early. My hands were cold. My heart raced. When they walked in, laughing, joking, I felt sick. Carmen smirked at me. "So you finally showed up. Run out of money already?" The audacity, it fueled me. Licenciada Garcia began. "We're here to review matters regarding Elena Valiente's inheritance," she said calmly. My father, with his patronizing tone, interrupted. "There's nothing to review. Everything is fine, right, sweetheart?" Carmen nodded, arms crossed, her smirk growing. The lawyer didn't flinch. "Actually, we discovered some serious irregularities." She turned on a projector. The first image, a black and white photo of a young Grandma Elena beside a man. "This is Mr. Ernesto Gomez," Garcia explained. "A private investigator your grandmother hired shortly before her death. She suspected manipulation around her estate." My parents looked stunned. Carmen's face started to twitch. Then came his report. Carmen's excessive spending. Messages between my parents urging caution about me. Notes on inheritance plans. The room fell silent. Then bank transfers. Every transaction logged, dates, amounts, all directed to Carmen's account. Then the signature. "These signatures," Garcia said, "have been analyzed by a handwriting expert. They were forged." Slides showed side-by-side comparisons, my real signature versus the fakes. Even to an untrained eye, the fraud was obvious. My mom's hand flew to her mouth. Dad's face turned gray. Carmen squirmed in her seat. Then came the final blow. "We also have audio," the lawyer said. She pressed play. The recording of that horrible day played out in the room. Carmen's voice. "She's too dumb to realize we've been keeping all her assets." My parents laughing, their tones proud. You could see their faces drain of color. Carmen tried to stand, her eyes blazing, but Garcia shut her down with a firm glare. "This was recorded by your own phone, Carmen. Sometimes devices capture more than we intend." My voice was calm but shook just slightly. "Is this what family means to you?" My father exploded. "This is slander. We're your family." My mother cried hysterically. Carmen shot me a glare filled with hate. "Ungrateful, after everything we did for you. You picked the wrong family to mess with." She lunged at me, but the lawyer blocked her like a shield. "The evidence is irrefutable," she declared. "We have the original will, property records in Isabella's name, bank logs of fraudulent transfers, signature forensic, a private investigator's report, and now this audio. The choice is simple, settle now or face criminal charges." The room froze. They whispered, fought, begged, but in the end, they caved. They signed a full settlement. Everything returned, my inheritance, the interest earned, plus a sizable amount for emotional damage. A restraining order barred them from contacting me, or interfering with any of my finances. Now or ever, it was over, but emotionally, I was wrecked. The nights after were hard. I'd won, yes, but I still heard Carmen's mocking voice in my dreams, still saw my parents' faces as they betrayed me. Healing came slowly. My Aunt Sophia called every day. I started therapy. I learned to say no. I learned that family isn't about blood, it's about trust, honesty and respect. Not everyone believed me. Some relatives stood by my parents. Whispers followed, but others stood beside me. My true family. I used part of my inheritance to start a foundation, Fundación Elena Valiente. It helps victims of family fraud, offering legal and emotional support. It was my way to honor Grandma, my way to fight back. 2 years have passed. I still carry the scar, but it no longer defines me. I'm stronger, wiser, free. The Isabella who walked into that lawyer's office was broken. The one who walked out, reborn. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever experienced betrayal from those closest to you, know this: you're not alone. You are stronger than you think, and the truth always comes to light.